right, welcome back to A Life in Delusion. I'm Q, and we're here to talk about the glow up. I've been kind of coming up with different intros to say, and I think it's just going to be a part of the channel to have something new to say every intro, every time. So here we are. So we're here to talk about the glow up. We're here to talk about creating and curating and manifesting your dream life, how to get there, how to get from point A to point B to point Z. And we're just gonna do that by going through different topics, just talking about different experiences and different lessons I've learned, and I'm hoping to share with someone so you can learn how to navigate these circumstances when they come upon you or avoid them altogether. I feel like I've paid the price for a lot of these situations, and hopefully I can spare some people. So today we're talking about this channel. We're talking about creating content that gives to me and doesn't take away from me. I've had some experience in content creation, and I've always been, not always, but for years now, I've been drawn to having this kind of a platform. It's never felt authentic, it's never felt genuine, in part because this is the most myself I've ever been, and I think in previous instances, I was performing instead of coming as me, and that's what's making the difference. This is the first time, even just recently, like a few months ago, since I moved to a new city, I was doing some content and stuff on Instagram, and Instagram is just kind of a different vibe. It's very posed and very, I don't know, it's just a lot more pretentious, I think, than YouTube is. I've always loved YouTube because I feel like it's very educational, and people get to really, the long format of the videos and things like that, it just gives more freedom to be open and say more and do more and be more. So I've been more drawn to it. So I've had previous YouTube channels, and I've always felt like I was there performing and trying to match somebody else's aesthetic or match somebody else's ideas or vibe or whatever it was, instead of just being me. So here on this channel, I'm being me, and it feels good. Like I find myself smiling through the editing process, just listening to what I'm saying back, watching myself back. I'm still critical to an extent, but it's minimal, and it's getting to be less and less as time goes on. I do have critiques I always want to improve, of course, but I'm not nitpicking and feeling scared or shameful about how it will be perceived or how I'm coming across, because I'm being me, and that's the best thing I can do, is be me. So yeah, I find myself smiling and just feeling bubbly, even thinking about the channel, thinking about recording. I'm constantly coming up with ideas. Like, for some reason, my brainstorm time, or all of my ideas kind of flood in when at the end of the day, when I'm laying in the bed trying to go to sleep at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. That's when I have idea after idea after idea. So this notebook, I'm gonna have to get a new one soon. I'm down to the last few pages. Yeah, just idea after idea after idea after idea. It's just at the end of the day. So I write them all down. So most of them stick. I'm backlogged on probably 30 topics I want to talk about. Yeah, so stay tuned for all of these topics. And I think sometimes that they'll be repetitive, and it's not even that, it's that they build on, or they kind of play off of each other sometimes. Like, if I'm talking about, let's find an example. I think what I'm going to talk about soon here is exposure, and that could, like, exposing yourself to new situations, new ideas, new concepts, and then that can tie into changing your environment. That's a whole different topic I want to talk about. Or building a routine can tie into being prepared. So there's going to be a lot of, complementary, there we go, that's the word I'm looking for, complementary ideas that I'm going to talk about individually, and then you can stack them and pair them however you feel fit. But yeah, so this is just talking about how I'm creating the content that gives to me. This really inspires me to keep doing it. Just starting out, and this is probably no, I'm not going to say probably. This is going to be the hardest part, just really doing it without, hey, let me not even say that. This could be the easiest part, doing it without any real, before the opinions roll in. Because I know previously I have been affected by the opinions of others more than I would like to admit and more than I should have. So I think before people start having so much to say, especially, negatively, but before, yeah, so I can really just do me, before all the other energy that comes into it starts to impede on my creativity, or just how I'm thinking and feeling and what I'm doing here. So I'm enjoying, each step as it comes. I'm enjoying the newness of it. I'm enjoying the opportunity to do whatever, feels good, and whatever comes to mind, and just let things flow. I know I feel good here because I get to talk about my experiences, talk about topics I'm interested in. That's very therapeutic and cathartic for me. And it's my contribution, to showing up as me, because I know in this day and age, and it's probably always been this way, that people have a hard time being themselves. I think I spoke on this in an earlier video. People have a lot of difficulty being themselves just for the fear of judgment, and I'm not, free or, above that experience myself. I'm not completely free of feeling judged or, embarrassed or whatever. I did something embarrassing yesterday, but I just kind of leaned into it and laughed it off, and it is what it is. Like, a lot of times you you feel embarrassed or ashamed about things that people don't even think twice about. Like, the embarrassing thing I did yesterday, I'm still thinking about it because it was me and it happened to me, but the people who witnessed or participated in it probably didn't think anything of it. So why am I making it such a big deal? It's that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm not free of it, but I think I'm handling it better and better as it goes along. Again, this is kind of like a therapy for me. Just being able to speak on it and say, say things and speak out loud. I'm actually the next video I'm recording is going to be about human design. So this is my, I can't remember what it's called, but this is the way I come to my decisions, and this is the way that this is more or less the way, I can't think of what the term is, but the way I come to my decisions it's called self-projected, and it means I speak to myself, essentially. I speak to myself, and I kind of work through my decisions and my problems and my thought process by speaking. Most of the time I just think it. My brain is just constantly running thoughts, and I'm constantly figuring things out that way. And I noticed lately that since I've been more in tune and really leaning into my intuition and my thoughts and following through with the things that pop up, I'm getting more. I'm getting more and more. Like I talked about the job quitting in a previous video, I feel like it's something that's coming up again. Like, it's been on me heavy, because I feel like I'm not gonna have the time to do, to work, as much for somebody else as as I've committed to right now. It's not commitment is as long as I want it to be. I can uncommit today if I wanted to, but for the time being, I'm signed up to work a lot, and not a lot, or it's not even hard work, but just I've committed, like I said, to these situations, but the uncommitment could take place at any time. But I feel that I'm not going to have the time to do that for much longer, but we'll play it by ear, and see what happens. Of course, I'll keep y'all updated here, but we'll just see how it plays out. And lastly, that this gives me, the reason I enjoy it so much is because it gives me opportunity to learn, and that's probably my favorite thing in the world, is learning. To really dive into topics deeply and learn as much as I can, and in turn share it. They say the real marker of knowledge or expertise is being able to teach it. So that's always my goal when I'm learning things, is am I to the point now where I can teach it? And you also have to identify the right students, because some people just ask questions or, you know, what have you, just to ask. They're not really looking to receive anything from it. And I know as a learner, I don't know how to explain this. I have to decipher the information I'm getting in. So for instance, I'm looking to move into coaching soon. And so I watched like a webinar about how to do it and what to, you know, kind of a step-by-step. And at the end, I felt like, I don't know, this doesn't sound like what I need to do. And then I also had the same thought that take what you need from this information, from all of this information. You got 100 points on here. Take the 10, 15, 20, 50, however many that apply to you and move forward with those. You don't have to take all of it and apply it to what you're doing. Take what you need from it. And that's how I'm approaching everything. I follow the Universe Guru, if you're familiar with her. And a lot of what she teaches applies, and I have to, again, just pick up the message that stands out to me the most. And it's really, I think that's the best way for me to move forward, and for, you know, most people to just take what you need from it. Be open to listen to and understand all of it, but take what you need and apply it. So that's how I'm taking my learning adventure, I guess we could call it, moving forward, is just really focusing in on what resonates with me and using that in application, and leaving the rest where it is. Somebody's making use of it, somebody has made use of it, and understand that and make the best with the information I have. So I think that's it for this video. Is that I'm just grateful for the opportunity to really create something that is filling my cup in a way, because I know, from past experience, it can be very draining running this kind of thing, like editing and all of that, worrying about the algorithm and pushing content and trying to draw in subscribers and all that. But I know going into this time, I don't have to worry about that. I'm not worried about it. And I know it will grow and become what it's destined to be. And I don't have to break my neck and break my back or break a sweat worrying about it, because it's gonna, everything will come as it should. So I'm gonna wrap it up short and sweet, or I don't know if it was short, but it was sweet. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and subscribe, like this video. Posting every Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.